What's up guys, Sean here, and today we're going to talk about Count Dankula. As many of you already know, a few years ago, a YouTuber known as Count Dankula uploaded a video where he taught his girlfriend's pug to give the Nazi salute.
Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil!
Now the video is clearly a joke. Count Dankula in the video says it's a joke.
My girlfriend is always ranting and raving about how cute and adorable her wee dog is, and so I thought I would turn them into the least cute thing that I could think of, which is a Nazi.
And the entire premise of the joke is predicated on the fact that Nazis are bad, and look how absurd it is that you have a pug, a little dog, that's a Nazi. Unfortunately, the United Kingdom is not like the United States in that there are no protections for free speech. So Count Dankula was actually arrested and charged with a hate crime. That's right, the official position of the UK government is that a video with a pug doing the Nazi salute is actually not a joke. It is in fact Nazi propaganda. And throughout the course of the trial, the prosecutor said that even if it was intended as a joke, which the prosecutor doesn't believe, it doesn't matter, it's still Nazi propaganda. Because according to them, despite the overwhelming reaction from the people who've seen this and laughed, nobody looks at this and laughs. People look at this and they seriously consider becoming neo-Nazis. Seriously, that was the literal position of the UK government. And as absurd as that sounds, because this is clearly a joke and it should be protected speech, Count Dankula was convicted today of being grossly offensive. Which means that this dude can serve up to 6 months in prison for this.
Sieg Heil!
Like seriously, I'm not kidding. This is an actual thing that's happening in the Western world. A nation that was created and supposedly founded on Enlightenment ideals convicted a man for teaching a dog to do a Nazi salute. Also known as the gimme your paw trick, but just responding to a Nazi command in order to do so. You know, occasionally I get some naysayers in my comment section saying that I shouldn't cover political correctness or social justice so much. But what people don't realize is that this kind of stuff has real world results. Just last week, Canadian journalist Lauren Southern was banned from the UK because she tried to enter the country with the sign that said Allah is gay. Now the reason she wanted to do this is because there was a recent event in the UK where people held up signs saying that Jesus was gay. And she wanted to demonstrate that there was a double standard between Christians who pretty much ignore the fact that people are holding signs saying Jesus is gay, and the way Muslims would react if you held up a sign saying that Allah was gay. But little did she know the reaction was a lot stronger than she was expecting, because the UK apparently has anti-blasphemy laws because they literally barred her from entering the country because she criticized Islam. But hey, a Western government jailing a guy for making a joke, or using a terrorism law to ban a journalist from entering the country, those aren't the problems. The real problem is people like me who point out political correctness and point out how this stuff does actually influence our laws. Now, what's absolutely insane about Count Dankula being convicted and facing prison time, sentencing next month, and Lauren Southern being banned under a terrorism act by the UK government, is that both of these events come on the heels of the discovery of Islamic grooming gangs that have been roaming the UK for the past 20, sometimes 40 years. Right now, the UK government is going through the biggest sex scandal and cover-up since the Catholic Church. However, unlike in that story where it was discovered that the church was using their infrastructure to shield priests from being prosecuted for child molestation, this time it is the UK police that are covering up for the perpetrators. You see, it turns out that police officers within the United Kingdom are a little bit more worried about being called racist than they are about stopping children from being raped. So when somebody comes forward to report suspicious activity in certain Islamic neighborhoods, the UK government actually investigates that person for racism rather than looking into the activity that was reported. And what that means is that the UK police were deliberately ignoring tips, not following up on complaints, not listening to victims, and actually blaming the victims of the sex trafficking rings. The police blame the 13-year-old for deciding to go into prostitution. She's 13! One of these recently discovered groups has been operating for 40 years, with tips going back as far as 1996. The leader of one of these groups was a grandfather, with 3 generations of his family operating this sex trafficking ring. But hey, I guess the police don't have the time and the resources to deal with that problem. I mean, come on, a dog giving a Nazi salute? Clearly more dangerous than 40 years worth of sex trafficking, am I right? Anyway, that's all I really have for you guys today. Next month, I'll probably do a video updating you on the sentencing of Count Dankula. But let me know what you think about the priorities of the UK police in the comments down below. You guys know the drill. Like, share, support. Till next time.